Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to 2021. I think I mentioned in previous videos that I was going to do more project pan videos in 2021. So here we are. Welcome to my 2021 project pan series. Last year, I think when I started these videos, I didn't really understand how it worked. So I just did project pan videos when I felt like I had a lot of items that I was like almost finished or that I had hit pan on that I wanted to talk about. So I did 3 updates last year, 3 project pan videos, and every time it was completely different items that I was talking about because I didn't really understand how it worked. But next year, I'm going to do it the proper way. I'm going to do it the way everyone else does it. I will choose 10 items or 11 items in my case at the beginning of the year, and I will follow through these items until I finish them. And if I finish them, then I will roll in new project pan items. Today is the first project pan video of the year, and I'm actually going to be doing this every other month. So last year I did it like every 4 months. This year I'll be doing it at the end of the month, every other month, and I will be tracking these same products throughout the year and see if I finish them. First, I will mention the products that I mentioned in my last project pan video. And I mentioned these in my empties video, but just if you're curious and you didn't catch that, this MAC lip gloss, this was in my project pan. Unfortunately, I decided to actually declutter this when there was barely any left. You can't really tell, but there wasn't too much left. It was just making me feel kind of gross. Like, it's very old, it's very sticky. It didn't smell like it had gone off. I just kind of felt like it had, and I didn't really want to keep that anymore. This one, I finished this little guy. This was a double-ended stick. The one was for eyebrows, one was for brow bone. This was an e.l.f. shimmer facial whip, something like that. And I didn't actually finish this. It just, again, it started feeling kind of gross. I thought maybe it had gone off. The packaging like broke down. As you can see, I duct taped it. You can see some kind of squirting out, but I just was not comfortable using it, even though it's really pretty. You can see there. So those are the products in my last project pan. Let's move on to this year's. Let's start with the most exciting items. So these are all makeup items except for one of them. I decided to just throw in a skincare product, but I'll mention that at the end. So this is my Maybelline Eye Studio Quad. I talked about this in my video where I showed all of my eyeshadows. So this is the one that I actually have used the most out of all of my palettes. There's some significant dips in these 3 colors, and I actually finished this one off. So I think my goal will be to hit pan on these 2 colors. I don't use this one as much, but these 2 I really love, and I don't think that will be hard at all. I think I will one day actually be able to finish that color. It's a beautiful bronzy copper shade. Yeah, I want to get some more use out of this next year because I think this is an eyeshadow palette that I could actually feasibly finish if I set my mind to it. That's the first one. So next, I will actually be panning 3 blushes. I know this is kind of ambitious, but I've hit pan on all of them, so I think it might actually be feasible. This is from Makeup Gallery. Don't know what the heck that is, but this is potentially my favorite blush. I think it's because it's sort of a corally orange color, and I don't have any other orange blushes. All my blushes are very pinky, very bright. I know that once I finished off a couple, I think I'll try to bring in some new colors to my collection, maybe some browns, reds, oranges. But this I've had for a long time. This is very, very easy to get through. Like, I have to sort of pack on a lot, so I think that I will be finished this in like 6 months. I think I'll be able to do. Next is this e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzing powder. I've had this for a long time and I really like it. This is a dupe for the NARS Laguna and Orgasm duo, I believe. So as you can see, I've hit pan on that blush there. It's very, very shimmery, but I actually don't have any other blushes that are shimmery, so it's kind of nice and different in my collection. It's got like gold flecks. That bronzer does have a dip, but I don't think I'll try to pan that this year. I'll be working on a different one, which I will show you. I think that that will be no problem to pan that one, although 3 blushes in a year, I don't know. That might be a little bit ambitious. Did I put too many blushes in? I probably did, but at the same time, I am very, very focused on an item when I want to be. So if I say that there's a blush in the project, that is the only blush that I'm going to be using until that blush is done. At least that's how I have been in the past. This is the Fox in a Box Hard Candy blush. Now this broke, so I have repressed it. These 2, I will have no problem using those up because they're already pretty thin, and I've kind of like half used them. You can see I had hit pan on the inner part, but this one, this is a lot darker of a color, so it's a lot harder to use up and there's more product left. So that one might might be a bit tricky, but at least if I finish the orange and the pink, that is my goal for now. Bronzer. I'm planning to pan 2 bronzers this year, but one of them is actually pretty easy. I actually thought that I would be done by the end of this year, so kind of sad that I'm not, but it is this NYX Wonder Stick. I've talked about this in previous videos. Look how little I have left. Just wasn't quite able to get that done. This is easier to use up than a powder bronzer for sure because it is so creamy, but it's still taking longer than I expected. I'm not sure what to do with the highlight end because I actually haven't used very much. There's a lot of it left. I don't find that this works very well as a highlight for me. It's just a very pale color, so it sort of blends into my skin when I apply it. You can see that just completely blended out. You can't see it anymore. So that's what happens when I try to use it on my cheeks, but maybe I'll find an alternate use for it. And then next, this is the NYC New York Color Matte Bronzer. I don't see anyone talk about this anymore, but this powder in the color Sunny used to be a huge hit. I don't have a ton of use. You can still see the imprint of the sun there, so I've got a lot left. But if this is the only bronzer I use next year, other than that NYX one, I'll at least be able to hit pan on it. And I have been making a conscious effort to use bronzer more this year than I did in the past. Next is an eyeliner. This was actually a project pan product. Oof. Too many P's. I thought that I would have finished this by now. It is a NYX eyeliner in the color Cafe. This is just a perfect eyeliner for me. Lower lash line, upper lash line, just when I don't want something as heavy as a black. This is great. So I do use it a lot, which is why I'm surprised I've not done it yet, but I think I will for sure get there next year. Next, I have this KVD Beauty translucent powder. This was a sample in like a Sephora birthday gift, but I actually really don't like it. I find that it doesn't do very much on my skin at all. The main purpose of powder for me is to stop myself from getting oily, and this really doesn't do that. I have to put it on like quite a bit of it, or I have to put it on multiple times a day in order for it to work. I don't like that it's translucent. I feel like it would be more effective if it was colored. I do have the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I do like that, so I know that my issue isn't just with translucent setting powders, but for some reason this really doesn't work for me at all. Next is this e.l.f. eyeshadow. This is a single eyeshadow. It is again a powder. Interestingly, I get these two mixed up in my makeup bag a lot. I will mean to reach for the KVD one and I will reach for the e.l.f. one. So I think that just sort of goes to show you how similar packaging these are despite the price difference. I can't tell one from the next, which kind of surprises me because obviously this is far more expensive, but this is fine. It works as a nice brow bone color, inner corner. It does fade pretty easily, but it's fine. I think I can get through it. Second last product, this is a hydration spray from Jane Iredale. I think this is an expensive brand, but I got it as a gift. I haven't used setting spray yet today. One moment, please. I think I spray this too close to my face, so there's always like drips down. Haven't quite figured this one out yet. This is fine. It's actually quite a pleasant smell. At first when I tried it, I didn't really like it, but I have gotten used to it. I think it's quite old. Yes. It's quite old, so I would just like to finish this off. Impossible to tell how much is left, but I would say maybe 2/3 of it are left, and I just started using this in October, so I don't think this will be a problem to finish. The last product is skincare. I've spoken about this before. This is my Aveeno Daily Moisturizer with SPF 15. I bought a backup of this, so this is the second one that I own. It's fine, but I've had it for too long, so it's just time to use it up. I would say I'll give this 3 more months till I finish it. I think that I've had it for so long that the SPF doesn't even work anymore, so I've added in another SPF to my makeup routine just to make sure I'm covered. I'm sure the moisturizer part is still fine, but I would just rather finish this off. I have other products that I would like to use instead. And anything that I've had for more than like 5 years, I don't know if it's quite 5 years, but probably getting up to that, I just kind of want out of my collection. All right, that is it for my project pan for 2021. I look forward to seeing how many of these products I finish, how many of these products I hit pan on, and how many, you know, maybe I decide to declutter, because that happened sometimes with products last year. Just like this matte lip gloss, you know, I just decided it wasn't for me, and I don't regret putting these items in the project when that happens, because I probably wouldn't have realized that I wanted to get rid of it unless I had put it in the project. So there's always a purpose. Hopefully I will finish some of these products and I'll be able to roll some more in. I'm starting with 11 products, but we will see if that number changes at all. We'll see how many of these I actually swap out. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this year's project project pan, which items you think I'll be able to get through. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness. Is this still picking up? I don't know how my microphone works. Man, my makeup's pretty heavy today. When am I uploading this? Oh no. Hello? Can you maybe not do that right now, please?